Hello, good afternoon. How do you do? I wasn't sure I was going to get back in the kitchen today, but you know, when your stomach starts growling and you got a bunch of kids to feed and a wife and a husband and all that to feed, which I don't have. I've just got my little 92-year-old mother. We got to have something to eat. So I said, Mom, I think I'll make some tuna patties. She's not too keen on them, but she said, you know, I might like to try one of those. I said, well, I'm going to cook them in that organic olive oil because my stomach's a little better, but I don't want to overdo with lard or grease or a bunch of butter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 2 cans of tuna fish. You know, I use this same recipe with my salmon. Their onions are great value onions. Can't we go wrong with that, can we? We'll just put about that half cup in there that we have left over. That'll be fine. And let me get a wood spoon. Oh, let that, and push that up. Let's see. A lot of times I'll put parsley in this. But I want to mix that real well and get it chunked up. I haven't made these in a long time. Usually I'll make salmon patties, you know. Let me go ahead and put my organic olive oil into my pan. Don't want to use a whole lot, but you don't want it to stick. And I didn't use in these pans this morning for those scrambled eggs, those poached eggs, because I just didn't think I needed any grease, but you've got to have some, and olive oil is pretty good. So, let me see, I'll probably at least want to coat the bottom of that to fry in. So let's get that hot. Now we'll take one of our eggs, and put that in there. Kind of mix it. I'm going to put a little. Now I'm going to use my Italian panko breadcrumbs that I got for $1.99. And I'm going to put about, let me think, probably a half a cup. Not that many left. That's about a half cup. We're going to say it is. And get that down. You're going to want them breadcrumbs to soak up all that liquid as much as you can get. Now this pan, I literally just got it out of the box. In honor, because y'all stopped by. We're going to have that's a brand new pan. I love those speckled looking pans. There's a word for them, but I can't remember it right now. So let me open my green beans and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to let me show you. I'm going to put those green beans. Now I use the Allen Italian cut green beans. I use their own juice. I don't pour that juice off. I'll turn that fire on back there so that it can start. I'm going to put some pepper, some salt, probably about a teaspoon and a half salt. And then I'll put just a bit of bacon grease. Just a little bitty bit of bacon grease. Not much, so I'm not going to worry about my stone for that little bitty bit. Now I'm going to just let those. Sometimes I even cook these in the iron skillet, y'all. Sometimes I put onion with them. Well, I got a messy mess. Hold on. Well, I'm losing everything this evening. I think probably the thing I lost most today was my mind. And when you lose your mind, y'all, you can't remember what's going on. I had so much going on today. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it, but I did. I made it. Now, I got that kind of cleaned up. I'm going to let that just continue to cook down. Get yourself pre-situated, Billy Jean. Nobody else is here to help you, so you can do it your own self. Okay. Now, let me get my hands washed and I'll be right back. Okay, I took my little rings off and I washed my hands and scrubbed them and all that, because I don't wear gloves here at home. It's just me and my mother. And let me test that. Just put a little, see that's how that working there? Okay. Now with me just using 2 cans of tuna fish, because I didn't want to, don't have the big platter full for family. Usually I'll use 2 cans, I'd cook 2 big cans of salmon. But we don't need all that food. Now I turn that fire up a little bit just to get, because these things, you know, they are cool, so they'll cut down the temperature of my skillet. Washy, 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 washy. Cleany, clean, clean. Them beans, we want all that liquid to cook out of there. We want it like syrup, kind of a bean syrup. Instead of Karo syrup, you're going to have green bean syrup. Put my old trusty spoons back up. With that new grease, so that it takes, they don't get brown as quick. Initially, I just kind of want to flip my patties so I know that they're browned on both sides. So I use 2 spoons. Now, I know that those have browned on the other side. So now, and then I'm going to fall apart, because if you don't get that compacted enough, you'll have a mess in that skillet. It will look like a storm's been in that thing. Okay, see how them are just bubbling down? You want that to get really, see, it's kind of getting kind of thick, a little bit syrupy, but you want that to cook on down. That's what you want. Now I'm going to turn that little bit of skillet down. And I'm going to get my trusty, this is my cover. This was from one of those, I think I said Martha Stewart, but that's not who she was. Ray Callender pies, or Miss Smith pecan pies. So I just kind of put that on, just to give it a little, like a little oven kind of, its own little oven. Like I did the egg, like I did my eggs, like I do whatever. See, that's cooking down there, y'all. You know we'll have this with that yellow squash. Well, I wish y'all could have had a bowl of that. Mother and I, we had that for lunch. And a piece of cornbread. And some little, I made her some little chicken, pieces of little fried chicken that I had. When I'd cut up a chicken, I always take little pieces and put flour on it and then freeze it, so she'll have little chicken nuggets, but they're homemade, so we don't have all that stuff, I wonder if it was hot where y'all were. This part of Texas and Oklahoma, it is hot. It is hot, hot, hot. Because of all the rain. You have to realize all that rain. Okay, I'm going to let these just to continue to cook down. And I'll be back with chicken. Okay, we got that. It's still cooking down. We're going to check let's get that off there, because if you don't, that water, that condensation gets down in that grease, it'll pop all over you. You don't want that. Yeah. Those are somewhat firm. Now you see how that's cooking that on down to where it's just about like very little. Remember, it's up to there, and that's, I'm going to tell you, if you cook your beans down like this from a can, flat bean, they won't know that you didn't pick them in your garden. I'm going to put this down in the oven. I just set that hot grease down there because I don't want to be the one to spill it on my foot. That's all I need, is to have a debilitating accident, and my mother would be up the creek. Because I'm all she has that would take care of her, and she takes care of me. So that's the way we do it. And that's the way I want it. There's nothing like a mama's love. And I'm so thankful to have her for 90-something years. I mean, for my lifetime. And that she's lived to be 92 years old. She and I have the best times. Especially we used to 2 or 3 years ago for sure. But then she broke her hip at the end of September. And I wasn't sure if she would bounce back, but I worked with her. I worked with the physicians. I worked with rehabilitation. And I said, we're going to get her back in order. So I said, Scarlett, you get out of that bed, and we are going to do this therapy. We're going to eat well. These UTIs, just something happens. Look, see how that's cooked down, y'all? That's just nearly non-existent. So I'm turning that one off. I'm turning that off. Yeah, that'll be some good green beans. Sure will. Okay, let me get our recheck those. Now, see there? That's the way the tuna patty. It's firm, but it's moist, and then on the outside you got your crunch. They're good, y'all. They are good. Very good. So let me get, I'm going to use one of my grandmother's little old plates that she used to put, she bought these probably at the 5 and dime. I'm not quite sure. Okay, let me give it a little green bean. Look at them green beans, you all. I hate to keep saying that, I sound like some of the other YouTube people. They've got me to saying that, and I didn't say it for many years. Now this is our squash, remember? A boiled squash with a little jalapeno, not hot jalapeno. So we'll put that. See how pretty that's come out? Boiled squash, green beans, tuna patty. I keep saying salmon patty, it's tuna patty. And then I've got some cornbread. Remember, I've got my cornbread. We've already got down to 3 pieces. And she probably won't eat that, but I will eat a piece of cornbread. She did for lunch. So this is what we're having for dinner. Our salmon patties. And I hope y'all have a good evening. Tomorrow is Sunday, the day that we rejoice the Lord. And if I don't talk to you, I get to talk to Granny Pat probably tomorrow, because it's Sunday. We talk on Sunday. Okay, bye-bye.